You got it.
Welcome back to another movie. This time we will be talking about capital ship frames. Some I will show some basics, some tips on the framing. Because the light doesn't cooperate with me, this location we are on PTO is fully cursed. This is my testing setup where I test all stuff, ships and stuff like that. There's a station behind and two capital ships that I mostly abandon close to it. So I will show some basics about how to frame your ship, how the frame integrity is working. So we'll switch directly to the building view. And okay, I need to also turn on the view. This may be really difficult to look at in there, but we will try to work it out. Don't mind this. If you don't know, this is how you unlock new zones on a capital ship. Oh, no. Maybe like this. You are using the L turn walkways. You need 256 of them to unlock each zone of a capital ship, and each zone need to be full before unlocking the next one. To show you, you need to use, let me see, station modules, walkways. What is it? Is it flat? Oh yeah, because I got lamp. And it's this one. Pre-made walkway L turn. I can suggest this is just to unlock the next zone, but always go from the back of the ship to the front. If I remember, there are 3 full lines and a half to unlock one zone. You need to check this out, but it's 256 from what I remember to unlock one of the zones. So let's go back in here. I'll turn on the view, hide everything. While we are in here, first we will talk about. Oh no, actually, we will start with the basics. Basic thing is you never start with the middle one or the big one. You can see this half of a beam doesn't have a line. So what's about the lines? Longer the line is, more cover of beams on the lines, higher the number is. So currently this zone got 78 just because I made, especially for showing this, I made some problems on this zone, so it will not get higher. You want to go somewhere above 70%. That's better. You go lower, you may find some frame integrity problems. So you don't start like this. You start always with the small cube, like in here. You can see the difference. This one is starting almost from the beginning because it's always line. It's always starting from the middle of the cube, and this one is way longer. So always start with the small cube, and you put a. I can actually run there, and you put also small cube on the end. That's how you make frames. So this is a bad example. Now about the interconnection. This is a good way to make connection between beams. So there's one line. This line, like it's going in here, that's the best you can do on your ship. Having the longest lines is always the best. And then you put a small cube somewhere that will not make a interconnection. In here you can see a interconnection, bad interconnection setup. So you can see I put a cube in here, big beam, big beam, big beam, and I think I put small ones on the end. And you can see that this line is splitted and it's going here. That will, if you build it like this, that will give you frame integrity errors on entire ship. I know many people got something like this. I reframe my mint miner, the big mining capital ship that I have, just because it did give me some errors, and I was building just like this. So for the interconnections, you just have a, for example, long beam. Just don't have a small beam in here. Middle beam and long beam will work, and have an interconnection like that. Now, let's go back a little bit. This is also a good interconnection with a beam going above another beam. Until they touch, that's okay. This will work. Having double beams like this also is working. You can see they mostly have a connections. So this probably in here will reduce slightly cover, but you would need to build probably that from small beams, and that's completely annoying to work with. Going through zones. So when you are going through the zones, sorry, it's not in middle just because I started with the with that plate. You want to have a beam that is going through it. So always do something like this: long beams. Then you end up with a small cube. You may want to have two cubes in here if you want. Then you got a middle beam, and then you continue. So for example, I have two in here, and then those two small cubes connect with this one, and the line is going to the middle in here. And you don't want to have something like it's in here, where they end up in the border. That's a bad idea to have. That will also have a frame integrity. Sorry about this. I just needed to align it like that. Another tip: plates. Plates cannot connect to beams on the other side. So if I go in here, this plate doesn't have a support because it doesn't detect beam from another zone. So that means you need to prepare either have a beam on that side or a plate on this side. Probably it may be halfway through. I never checked that, but it's risky to test. So we got that cover. About the corners, on the corners something like this is allowed. So you have small cube in here, small cube in here, small in here, and a small in middle. Why? Because for example, now it's being used by this one, and this one doesn't use it, have its own cube. This one doesn't use it, have its own cube. After you log in or refresh or just get into the ship, this cube will change who is hosting it, but that's still working out. So you can do something like this. This is how I got a frame for the hanger, because then I put a cube in here, and I put a corner of hanger in here, so it's just touching the corner of beams. I think I did not talk about this also, about these interconnections. You can see this line is splitted right now, and that's bad connection. I just probably switched to another one, did not say about that, and that's a bad thing because longer line is better. Now we will switch in here. About tanks, I will go actually in here. You can put a beam like this, but that will not have a lot of frame integrity. That's why I'm using a small cube, middle cube, small cube, and you can see this frame got on line, then it's sharing line with this one, and on line in here. Doesn't matter if they are aligned like this or like this. I rotated this one just to check it out. It's still having online and doesn't connect with the top one. Like I said, cube ends up in here, so this small cube will not connect to the big one and split the line. Another thing, you don't want to have a floating in space beams, because that will give you frame integrity. And also, but I did forget to show on the other one, something like this, where a beam connect to that side and this beam connect to that side, but not in here. That's a frame integrity error, because each beams on each zone need to be connected to each other. You need to have a beam going between them or something like that on each zone, or they will have a problem. So of course those two will have a problem, and that one that is floating in space will also have a problem. Now with the plates, going back to the plates, sorry, I'm jumping a little bit all over my topics. When you got a beams and you are plating, you can have up to 3 large cubes. So you can see I painted them away from the beam, and then everything else will not have any support. These pink lines in here and pink parts are not supported by anything, and that's in this case that's a plating reduction and probably frame integrity. I'm not sure about that, but 3 large cubes from the frames, and that's the range of the support from the beams. They don't need to be connected to nothing. They can literally go into space. So for example, if I take a cube, I go in here, 1, 2, 3, and this one is not supported. This one will give me a line. Doesn't matter if this one, oh, actually it does matter. Oh. Okay, apparently I was wrong. Unless this one makes a problem. Oh, sorry, my mistake. They need to be connected to the frames. Oh, I learned something new. Angle beams. This is a new chapter of frames because this one is difficult. You can only use frames from one type. Don't mix them up. So you can see same type. This one is just rotated, one line. Same type for beams, one line. This one is mixed. So I got one like the first one on the start, 2 like in here. So they created a line, and this one in here, and that's not giving a line. Same thing for using small cubes as a support. Doesn't matter, probably even this will have a good connection in here if it's touching just this corner, but starting with the small one doesn't matter because it's not the same frame. Unless you make it only from those, then that will work, but mixing them with others doesn't work. Now, small tips on plating those angle ones. They are not the same when you rotate them. So for example, now this I could put this plate, but if I take another one like this, so let's see, I will put it in here. I will take the ramp plate, and oh yeah, it's give a moment, it's connecting to the one next to it. Let's try. Now you can see it's connecting. Now if I take the same one, do this, let's see if it's if maybe they fixed it. See, I cannot connect in here. Oh, it's not. So sometimes I don't know if it's the other one, but sometimes you just need to rotate them and that will fix the problem. That was my problem on Odensol because I got crap load of angle beams and that was causing some serious problems with the putting plates on it. And that's the most, I think, important things that I can tell you. I'm trying to see if there's anything important, but I don't think so. Always check the number each time you are changing. This number in this zone will change just because of that connection. If this connection will go straight, that number will rise. But if it's going below some number, it's about 50, 60, I don't remember exactly, you will get a frame integrity. Of course, in here you will get the frame integrity, but because how many weird things are floating, and also that this frame is not connected to that frame. Oh, that's a annoying to look view. So that will give you some problems. Just as a bonus, oh, take it easy, slow down, slow down. This is where I'm testing all the stuffs with the capital ship. Give it a moment to load. Also, you don't want to have more than 3 zones on a cap ship. This will render like crazy and you will end up waiting for the render. This is how all the lamps, I will turn off the light. This is how all the lamps light up, and I will show like this. So this one and this one are the strongest ones. I will try to show it from my angle. Those two are the most strong, This one is next, that's the pole, and then those are the most soft, let's call it like that. Remember, there is a limit of number of lamps that you can have in one zone. I was also testing some lights. Remember that except of painting, there is also right click on the paint tool that allow you to unpaint a plate, and I think that's the one of the right colors. It's like a light gray. I think it's this one, if I'm not wrong. This one is standard and this one is unpainted. Also, there is a setting that not many people know about the paint tool. If you go into controls, you go into yeah, I need to find that. I never know where is it. It's not this one, not this one. In actions, hold to enable resize paint tool. It's in actions, it's second from the bottom. So when you got a paint tool in the hand, you hold that button, and with the scroll wheel you can change the color. So I can paint only one part, or I can paint more of them. This is very useful for a capital ship. Remember also about using scroll wheel to change the layers. You can see next to the red paint, I'm changing layers to have both layers turned on, unless you want to do where am I in here, you want to do stuff like this, where you paint different parts in different color and make your capital ship more interesting. There are different spots that you can paint on those parts. You can see the highlight, so you can make something interesting. Also, on this table, if you paint it green on the top, black on the legs, you can make a pool table. I was testing this thing, and I painted that and realized, wait, that's a pool table. And using those things for making some cockpits, some controls, is really cool idea. You can make a really fancy things. Just those panels need to be close to the conduit. And I think that's all. I will not cover, because some people are asking how I built plating for this. Maybe if people will ask about that, I will make a separate movie showing how to build exactly this cover for the hangar, this plating, but that may be for a different video. So that's all for now, so see you in the next movie.